All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk some boxing, man. Breaking news. Terrence Bud Crawford, TBC, my man. Been following him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He came out and blew the head gasket off of the car. You know what I'm saying? He got to talking about the negotiations behind the scenes, what led up to him making the decisions, making a decision to go left and sign with I think it's uh Black Prime, right? For $10 million to fight number 10 ranked welterweight. I can't think of his name. I can't pronounce it right, but he's gonna fight this guy in December, right? So if anybody want to see the whole video, you can go to Iki TV and I think ES Sports News or something like that. I forgot the person that I was listening to at first. But anyhow, this is Terrence Bud Crawford talking about this in the Raw. He was saying that you know he had got something of a form of a contract in August. Now when I think Errol Spence had fought in April, and he said he was coming for that MF belt, right? So May, June, July, August, Bud finally get the contract or what appears as a contract. I guess they was like talking about how it would look on the contract before he signed, right? Just like any other business, they go over the negotiations and stuff like that. So, just like the rumors were saying, Bud Crawford was getting, you know, he was getting screwed because just like he was saying, we're going to go over some of the things that he was saying. He was saying, look, you're not getting you're getting zero guarantee. And Spencer's going to get paid more money than you. Bud saying that, look, I didn't want to do it, but he was like, I'm so confident in my beliefs, my skills that I chose to do it because I really want to fight this guy and I want to beat him. So Bud says that two companies, I guess he had been talking to them, or two companies had reached out to him, and they was going to offer him and Spence $25 million a piece, so that they can basically come on in this situation to make this fight. They wanted to make they're going to give them $25 million a piece to make this fight. He says that he calls Errol Spence directly. He said he didn't even have to do all that. He called him and told him, said, look, man, I got two hedge funds that they gonna make this fight. They want to give us $25 million a piece to make this fight. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? And Errol Spence trying to talk like he a boss, talking about, well, what we gonna get on the back end? First of all, just like he explained it to him, he said, man, when when everything is chopped up and things of this nature, we gonna get an 80-20 deal. It's like that's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? But like he explained before, and this is what, see, Errol Spence, he's at fault for this too. is because he was running around here for years talking about he his own boss. No, he's not. Bud is his own boss. It's because Bud is out the deal with Top Rank. So he's his own negotiator. Yeah, he has a lawyer and stuff like that, but he's his own promoter. So Errol Spence got to answer to somebody. So he go to Al, but he said Errol Spence didn't even call him back. He called Al directly himself and say, Al, I got two companies right now that's willing to pay me and Errol Spence $25 million. This what shows you that they don't want the fight. He gonna tell Bud why would he gonna tell Bud that basically he's not allowing nobody to touch this fight. So Bud say, cool, but why? He said, because why would you want to put a cap on yourself like that? He was like, how am I putting a cap on myself and they willing to pay us $25 million? And he made a statement to Spence. It's like, man, look, we gotta be realistic. You're gonna have a lot of people, they gonna stream this fight. A lot of people is not gonna, you're gonna have people streaming the fight. Some people gonna buy the fight. Some people ain't gonna watch the fight. Like these are all the pitfalls of making this fight. And Errol Spence came out and said, man, hey, I got a fire stick too. So if that fool he's a millionaire, if he got a fire stick, that means what? He's streaming fights also. So all these Spence fans sitting around talking about how you don't support black people because you streaming fights. Floyd Mayweather and them make a statement and say that black people don't want to support other black people because they be stealing fights. This is what they said. But Errol Spence Jr. says he has a fire stick. So if he has a fire stick, then what does that mean? He's not paying for fights either. Certain fights he probably pay for, and certain fights he ain't gonna pay for. He not paying for cable. You got to pay for stuff like that. So that's to all these people that sit around and try to criticize other people. People been getting free cable and free fights for years. So, but like exactly, that's what I'm talking about. So why don't we jump on this deal right now? But I mean, Errol Spence never even called him back. According to him, he say that he called Al with the same proposal. Al talking about why you want to put a cap on yourself like this. Cap how? Like Floyd Mayweather was like, he broke the gate in terms of getting $100 million fights and stuff like that, but they not finna pay them now. They not finna pay these guys that type of money. The highest that they probably gonna get, and I'm just being realistic, is about 20 some $1 million a piece. And that's some good money for these young guys. They never made this money. Bud Crawford been making more money than Errol Spence for the longest. Bud Crawford, I don't even think he ain't never made $25 million before. But you know what it is, man? These guys, PBC, just like I've been telling people before, I ain't even gotta really look at no channels. I can just look at what's going on between looking at the situation. These guys waited for Bud Crawford to lead Top Rank so that they can try to screw him out of the fight. And that's what they was doing. They say, look, this this cat, he don't have no covering around him. So he's going to accept anything. And if he's not willing to accept anything, we're not making a fight. That's why when he said that they gave them the contract in August, that was their intention. They could have sat down in May. They could have sat down in June. They could have sat down in July. They waited for this guy to leave his promotional team, and then they said, "Look, we're gonna stick it to him. We're gonna stick it to him. If he really wants this fight, he gonna have to do X, Y, Z." That's why he chose to take the no money. I mean the no guaranteed money because he really wanted to make this fight. Now I was just listening to Bushido boxing, and he had some guys on there. They normally come on there every now and then, and they make all these goddamn excuses on why he is the problem, and here it is. He has come out on television and told that it's not him. It's PBC. They the ones that's doing this. It's because they're the promotional team. And Errol Spence too. And the reason why I'm saying Errol Spence is because he was running around here, he was lying to the public, talking about he his own boss. No, he's not. He's signed to somebody. He can't negotiate nothing. And that's what Bud was saying, that y'all he got y'all fooled, that thinking that he's sitting at the table with these big executives and stuff like that negotiating fights. He's not doing that. His promotional team is doing that. His advisors. Bud is the one that's sitting at the table now. At first he wasn't, because he was signed to Bob Arum. But now he's not signed to Bob Arum. He has to sit there and negotiate. See, what it is that they thought that he was just going to bend over and let them screw him without no Vaseline. And this is why he decided to leave the fight. Not saying that he don't want to fight, but it's not that hard to make this type of fight, man. Errol Spence answered the challenge in April. You had May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's about 6 or 7 months. We finna go uh we finna go into December in a minute. This October. That's like 5, 6 months that we've been waiting for this fight. And it's rumored that Errol Spence is finna fight who? Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is a phenomenal fighter, you know what I'm saying? But don't nobody want to see that fight, so now we gotta wait until next year. Because they don't want to make the fight, and it's not even so much that they don't have the money. They don't want to get a brother the money is because they feel like, because he's not signed to them, and he's not up under their promotional team, they're not gonna pay him what he feel like he deserves. This man has sat at the top pound for pound list for the past almost, it's gonna be probably about 7 years. He's been sitting up there. He done won belts at 3 different weight. This is his third weight class. He unified the other 140-pound division. And every time that he has done something in history, he always get the bitter end of the stick. So I don't blame him for just going somewhere, taking a breather, take this fight. If he get past this dude, then he could come back and negotiate again. But see, if I'm him, they're gonna have to come better than what they've been coming. Now he has somebody that's willing to pay him top dollar, because if he was going to get 10 million, if he's going to get $10 million for this fight, for fighting a 10 ranked guy, what makes, man, he's going to get more than that. He probably get 25 to $30 million to fight Errol Spence the next time. See, they gonna have to come a little bit better than this. See, the reason why they saying that Bud is a hard he's a hard negotiator or he a hard person to deal with is because see he's not gonna allow you just to do him any type of way. And and power to that brother is because if you are at the top of the food chain, why would you let somebody just play you like this? This is what they was doing behind the scenes. That's why I said before, they don't want to make this fight, yo. They don't want to make this fight because if they did, they would have been made this fight. They would have made this fight 3 years ago. See, they see Bud as a threat. See, they trying to make history and all this type of stuff, which is okay, but Bud Crawford, if they was really confident in beating this guy, they would have been fought this guy. All the Spence fans, they make all these excuses on why this man can't get this fight or why he went and signed with Black Prime to make a fight. He's doing that is because he's been negotiating this fight for almost 10. It's finna go into the new year. We in October now. A fight shouldn't take that long if you got the promotional teams, him and the fighter, the fighter that he's fighting. If they all on the board, what's hard about making this fight? And then they go into some old history about how Al Heyman and Bob Arum don't like each other, and that I think Bob Arum or Al Heyman, I think Bob Arum sued Al Heyman or vice versa. See, it's just a bunch of nonsense. This is a bunch of nonsense. PBC, Errol Spence, they really don't want to make this fight, man. It's because see, this this is truly a 50-50 fight. And I'm not saying that Errol Spence can't beat Bud, but Bud is a major threat to this guy. And I'm rolling with Bud. Win, lose, or draw. I believe Bud is gonna beat this guy, and I believe that when he beat him, he's gonna beat him in spectacular fashion. I see him knocking out Errol Spence in the 11th round or the ninth round. They talked about, well, why you want to fight Boots and all this type of stuff. He said, man, I ain't got no problem fighting them. I don't got no problem with fighting nobody. But I understand where he's coming from. Like, why y'all steady trying to get me to fight all these other fighters? And here it is. I just want to fight one guy. I want to make history. I want to win 4 belts. I want to unify the 147-pound division. But mind you, Errol Spence is not fighting his mandatories. I believe that Boots Ennis is his mandatory. Now they trying to fix it whereas he can bypass Boots and fight against Keith Thurman, the man that he said that he swore he'll never fight. So man, it is what it is, man. I've been saying this for the longest, y'all. That dude don't want this fight, man. He really don't want to fight him. Because out of all the fighters that he fought at 147, it didn't take this long to make those fights. When he fought Danny Garcia, the fight was made just like that. When he fought Porter, the fight was made just like that. When he fought Ugas, when he fought Mikey Garcia, those fights were made just like that. It wasn't no red tape. It wasn't no back and forth about money. See? It wasn't no back and forth about promotion, even though they're under the same umbrella. But it's not tough to make these fights. That's the whole point. If he's it's rumored that he's supposed to be fighting Keith Thurman December the 17th. This is a rumor. But whether it's December or January, it's not going to be tough to make this fight. They go if they're saying that he's going to fight Keith Thurman, I bet you the fight is going to be made just like that. So why you can't do the same thing for a guy that don't even have a solid promotional team? He has investors that's going to invest money into him, that's willing to do that, and they still can't make the fight. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, peace.